now we're actually going to talk about systematizing the sales process and customer experience. So we'll move over here, and so we talked about designing a sales process in the previous video, and so that's like working out what actually happens step by step. So that was kind of the step by step. This is actually like the actual systematizing. Systematizing this sales process. So this is basically making it so that it's easy to easy to grow. Really, that's the basically, if you systematize the sales process, it makes it easier to grow, because then anyone you hire to train, it's going to be simple, especially if you've proven the sales process. Ideally, this is the best case scenario, is that you can try a few different sales processes. Even you do one particular type, you see how it does. Maybe you tweak it. Maybe you learn from what the customers are saying. A great way is that anytime a customer has a question, write down the question. Eventually, you can make a frequently asked questions that's all of the questions that customers have ever asked. You could email that to everyone. How useful would that be to the customer? And how many other companies do this? This is the opportunity. So by systematizing the sales process, makes it easy to grow, and this means you need to have a lot of content. And this could be things such as videos, articles, PDFs. It could be resources. It could be a checklist. It could be, there's so many different resources that you could create. And this is basically systematizing it so that if you have new salespeople coming in or anything, you have a wide, a vast, resource full of stuff that has lots of interesting videos, lots of articles about every conceivable question that a customer may have, PDFs showing information about your service, your product, resources to help make it easier for the customer. Maybe a checklist, like this is a 10-point checklist for to make sure your home's termite proof, stuff like that. So this is basically creating everything, and then once you have everything created, actually putting it into an automated sales system. And basically this is so that all of your stuff is put into one system. All of your videos, all of the articles you have, all of the PDFs, all of the resources, all of the checklists, everything that you've done for customers is in one automated sales system, where it's literally like point and click. It's as simple, so that instead of writing out each email by hand, so say you have a note to call back this person and they don't answer, and say your procedure is that you send an email with the same information. If you have to type an email by hand every time, it's going to take a lot of time. And if you have salespeople that have to type everything by hand every time, or have to search the computer for the right file, it's just wasted time and it's wasted profits. So by systematizing everything in one automated system, it's just like point and click. Okay, I need to send this email about this particular matter. Okay, I have a template already. I just need to change the name. I just need to change maybe one or two things. Send, done. Okay, I need to send automated SMS about this new thing. Select the different people who need to do this. Click send. It's done. That's the kind of automation. That's the kind of automated sales system, that every monotonous task, everything that takes time, either that you're doing or your salespeople are doing, or even your customer service people are doing, that you're basically automating it. You're taking as much stress, as much human error into the equation. You're eliminating all of that and you're automating everything. Doing all of this is going to completely change the way your business can work, because in the beginning, doing quotes, sending emails takes a lot of time, and it limits how much you can grow because you only have so much time. Being able to automate all of this, something that used to take 1 hour can now be done in 2 minutes. That's 30 times faster. This is very, very realistic for a lot of things. Maybe even faster, could be 100 times faster. Lots of things can be at least 100 times faster. Imagine the time save. You can go through so many more people and with the same quality. Like, this is not, a lot of connotations people have is that, well, if it's automated, then it's not personalized. It's like, no, that's not the way to think about it. Automate the stuff that can be automated and keep the personalized stuff personal. Personal touch is still very important. Maybe writing the email still takes you a minute or two because you have to fill in maybe some personal information, or you're sending a text and you want to include some personal information to make it feel like a more meaningful interaction. Do that. But the rest of the message can be templated. You don't have to have everything from scratch. So it's not just everything's like template and nothing's personal. It's a mixture of both, and it depends on the context and depends on your business, all of that. But it's just automating the parts that can be automated without sacrificing quality and without sacrificing customer experience. So it's automate what you can without sacrificing the customer. You want to automate so that you can scale your business and that you can have 10 people doing the work of 20, because that's going to make a huge difference in your wages, your payroll. It's going to be a game changer for your business. So automate what you can without sacrificing the customer. And there's a lot of different ways to automate all of this stuff. And in some other videos, I'll go actually deeper and show you how you can actually start automating all of this today. And believe it or not, there are solutions where you can start doing this. It's very, very cheap as well. And you can basically get started doing this immediately. Once you know what to do, you can start putting this into practice, and you'll be blown away by how much time you're saving every day, getting rid of all this monotonous stuff. So this is kind of systematizing the sales process. Just to recap, it's going to make it easy to grow. Once you have a system, you can bring people in. Just like McDonald's has a system, they can bring teenagers in with no experience, and they still have a successful restaurant. That's what you need to have in your business. Systems, resources, lots of videos, articles, helpful information that you can send to customers, and that you can do so with 1 or 2 clicks without sacrificing the customer experience. So just automating all of this stuff. Maybe that each time you send an email, you want to send out a text saying that, hey, I just sent you an email. Rather than sending the email and then going to your phone and sending the text, wouldn't it be easy if you could just click a button and it would do both? Or you send the email, and then after you send the email, the automated system knows to send the text? That's going to save you time. And when you're growing your company and you're going to have so many more inquiries, you need to save all the time that you can. Otherwise, it's going to bog you down and you're never going to be able to grow. So I hope that this really helps understand how to systematize the sales process. And now, for the fifth part of this, kind of like the basic, the roadmap, like the fundamentals, let's have a look. We're going to be doing some staff training. Basically, this is kind of like an induction, and this is pretty simple. This is a very simple concept, because once you have this set up, a way to get customers, once you've figured out the math and you know what's actually achievable, what's feasible, once you have a sales process that's working and that can scale, and once you've systematized it and you've automated it so that it's a great customer experience and that you don't have to be spending so much time on monotonous tasks, and that you've automated all of that stuff, now it's just a matter of putting in the training.